Hey, that's D. Please like and subscribe. And listen, let me get like thousands and thousands of views and only a fraction of subscribers. So I need to increase it. I need to get above 1,000. You two can take on the rest. It's absolutely free. So bottom left, click on Deck Heroes, click on subscribe. Good to go. All part of the A team. Now, I'll never ask you for anything else, but that's the one favor I do ask. This is a vital video, and I was just reflecting on my 5 years in the game, and just thinking, what are the key things? There was I've mentioned it a few times. There's a well-known sponsored YouTuber. He was talking about that new cavalry commander. What's the name? Something of Aquitaine. Garbage, absolute garbage, and he was trying to say that it's the new meta. So this video is, well, that's not new meta, but what is? Right, but also you got to think about this as well. Those sponsored creators, and I'm thinking about going onto that program only so I have access to their materials, but I'll still be legit. But for any sponsored creator, so that was the full disclosure. I'm not, but I'm thinking about it so I get access. A sponsored creator is there to sell products. Is there to sell products, and no matter what the commander is, they're going to be incentivizing you and giving you reasons to spend money with the money man, ROK, right? So, and that's not a bad thing because they give us this game that we all enjoy. Just be upfront about the game. That's what I'm saying. So, listen, what is new meta? Long story short, I've got to give you one very quick background thing. Most traditionally, I'm an infantry man. And I've seen the light and had now got like the Zhuge Liang and the Herman Prime, you know what I mean? His area of effects, devastating, amazing. Archer people, and I'm even branching out to cavalry, aka I'm actually assessing commanders on merit. Okay, and I'm going to get to this, what is new meta, but I need to give you this background. So you look at all these commanders, not necessarily Joan of Arc, but you look at all the commanders, there's some do more skull damage than others, some do single damage, some do area of effect. Area of effect is established meta, current meta, you know what I mean, the best practice. It just is. Apart from the glass cannon Honda, that's on the side. But what is new meta? More damage? Smite damage? You know what I mean? Just things like that. So I don't know. What is it? Well, for me, it's Joan of Arc. It's Joan of Arc. She is probably, listen, the best is still Huan Yu. And you need to be a Guan Yu beta to be new meta. And very few out there can do that. You know what I mean? And I can understand looking at the simulators and going out into battle, especially one-on-one battle, why you might think other commanders might be better than Juan. But if they are going to have a chance, it is because they err on new meta. And there's very few, and the best example of that is Joan of Arc Prime. To summarize, new meta is something which either reduces for me anyway, in terms of how you assess things. The easy assessment is tankiness, area of effect damage. And it's usually they got an additional bonus skill that, they reduce health if it's Scipio of whoever's touched, or I think, let's have a look at it. Okay, so obviously his additional skill is troops are silenced. His additional skill, Zhuge Liang, ZL. Troops hit by the skill deal 15% less damage for 3 seconds. Significant, but not new meta. It's old meta. This one's about march speed. That's weak, but he's not doing skill damage. He's not going to be affected by the majority, which is a skill damage debuff. Still not new meta. Still not new meta. And this is amazing as well. Troops hit by this skill lose 30% health for 3 seconds. Still not new meta. This one's complicated. More skill damage. As I said, old meta. So what makes Joan of Arc Prime new meta? Area of effect? Yeah, old meta, right? That's new meta because herself and up to 3 nearby allied troops gain, well, up to 20 rage per second for 3 seconds. That means her rage bar will be at 940, which beats the 1000 rage bar for Huan Yu. That is new meta. So Huan Yu's silencing skill will never have an effect on Joan of Arc Prime. Joan of Arc Prime skill will fire more often than Huan Yu or anybody else who does not have this rage boost. New meta. That is new meta. That is new meta. So I've got to reorganize in my brain the strongest commanders in the game. Obviously Huan Yu. Probably Huan Yu Scipio as a pair. I don't always talk about pairs, but Huan Yu Scipios are very complementary, and probably going to be Joan of Arc Prime. And for me, it is probably going to be Belisarius Prime. What does Belisarius do? I was going to mention him later. I'll mention him now. Belisarius is only single attack damage. Okay, so it's not area effect. It's not as good as Joan of Arc Prime. Bottom line, not as good. Nowhere near as good. Okay, let's get that out of the way. But he will push back, constantly push back. How often that enemy that's targeted skill will trigger by 30%. Instead of being 1000, it's going to be up to 1300 if it's surrounded. That's new meta. That's new meta. Joan of Arc Prime still better. What about this guy? Huo Qubing. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is he new meta? Is he new meta? Got this passive skill for the first 15 seconds. Yeah, 10% more skill damage, old meta, but also requires 50 less rage to use active skills. Is that new meta? Well, what happens after 15 seconds? That means he can fire twice. Let's say twice. New meta? What happens after 15 seconds? Oh, nothing. He's just standard. For me, that's not enough. He's old meta. It's almost like saying Trajan's new meta. Just because, you know what I mean, he gives 50 rage a second to, up to 5 nearby allied friendly troops. It's still old meta because he's only doing token damage to one commander. The question is he better? Is he better overall in any team than this guy? I'll leave that to debate. I don't want to get it. My opinion, no. I'd rather, even given all the faults with Huo Qubing and that he's a glass cannon beyond the 15 seconds, you know what I mean? He's just glass cannon, and I'll look for him when I see him on the map. It's not about his damage. Why I take him out, I just know he's got no defense, and I'm just going to get amazing kills. So he may do some damage again in that first 15 seconds. Get past that, gone from map. You just don't want your hospital filled with severely wounded all the time. So when you're choosing between your kind of commanders that you want to invest in, but I guess what I'm saying is I've already done a video on my KVK pairings. They are all, or mostly, area effect damage. Huan Yu, ZL, Luce. Got my buffers. Who's a placeholder? He's a placeholder until somebody else comes in. And instead of having to buff other commanders, he can actually do that damage himself. You know what I mean? So I'd rather that than have a Trajan, if I'm totally honest. And also the Mulan, who I also have to back him up. Get your Scipios. Get your Herman Primes. No, not you. I think that's it, other than, where is she? And Joan of Arc Prime absolutely should be there as well. Probably in current, given the current availability. Where is he? Probably with Nevsky. But I would probably replace Nevsky with Belisarius Prime when he comes out. New meta. He changed. Okay, so say if it's 5v5, you got your area of effect damage. You've got your Joan of Arc Prime, who's boosting everybody's rage, which is the new meta, which is genuine new meta, even though she's a relatively older commander, because it alters that rage bar, alters that trigger point, gets you ahead of the Huan Yu's of the game, who's going to try and silence your active skill. You know what I mean? Which means you're relying on passive skills. That is the new meta. That is the difference in battle. And I'm really looking forward to getting my Joan of Arc Prime as part of the team. And then after that, by the time I get that together, Belisarius Prime would have been out for a while. I can be up against him and see what damage he does. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to push active skill, trigger him back for me until I get him myself. That's significant. Especially the smaller number of enemies that you're up against, that is significant. Your skills and everybody else's skills on the team fire more often. That is new meta. There you go. Hope you found this useful. That is Steve. And don't forget to subscribe, by the way. That is Steve, and I'm out.